Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It's July 22nd, 2019, and I have some questions for Sharon, Tracy, Gail, Bay. I would really like to know the answer to some of these questions because I keep watching these videos and getting sent links to these videos where the claims just don't match up, and as a matter of fact are in absolute contradiction to themselves. For example, here's one. You make the claim that you're using United States constitutional law in order to show the courts why they have no jurisdiction over you, thereby agreeing to the fact that they have jurisdiction to make a decision based on your presentment. Can you explain that, Sharon? Why don't you try just explaining it to your group of people? Because anybody with any sense would have to ask that question. Why in the world would you assume that when you claim that you are not a part or a citizen, that United States constitutional law is something that you would look to? With regards to the courts not having jurisdiction, then why are you showing up? Why are you showing up? Why are you going to court at all? Because the very essence of you stepping inside of that court and sitting and talking to a judge means that you are allowing them to view documentation that you have filed, agreeing to the fact that the court has jurisdiction to make a decision to dismiss a case based upon U.S. law that would not be afforded to you unless you were a citizen. So can you explain that, Sharon? I mean, I have several more questions. Several more. Like, for example, why are you teachings from, or I should say, cherry-picked things from Noble Drew Ali, your supposed prophet, that you've based your entire scam on? But yet you're not providing all of the information that the prophet stated. You're not teaching, for example, that it's very obvious and clear where a maxim is, and it has absolutely nothing to do with North America. That it was mentioned many, many times that it was in Africa. Why are you not showing your people the actual acts within the code of the Moorish Science Temple that you yourself claim to have started this on, where it clearly states that a maxim is in Africa? Why are you lying to your own people? Why do you think that you can use United States law in order to somehow get into crazy secret squirrel accounts, I'm calling them, that don't exist, if the United States has no jurisdiction? I mean, that would just be a complete waste of time. It's funny because you think somehow you can like mix the two. You've got this whole archive of liens that you have uploaded into Scribed and on your Moorish consulate website that are claiming that you're liening everybody from Bill Gates to, who knows, the president probably, and that they're going to have to your sheriffs or whatever the heck you're calling them, the sheriffs that you're getting involved with and getting going to end up getting them all arrested. But regardless, let's just go with it from the standpoint that you're speaking of. You want them to enforce these liens and steal these people's properties. I mean, throw the squatters out, as you call it, even those that have paid and paid and paid and paid and paid for their property, because that's not that doesn't sound evil at all, does it? That these people have paid for years for their property. They've done nothing to you whatsoever, but you're just going to toss them out because you want it. Just get out. So you file these liens that you don't actually file. Truth is, because excuse me, if you did file in a way that was recognized, that your ass would be in jail real fast. So that comes down to just being a chicken. But the way that you're putting it is, and the way that you think it will work, according to what you tell everybody, is all of these liens are filed within the actual consulate, and so you're going to send your sheriffs to enforce those liens, and you're going to send them to the police departments and the sheriff's departments to have them help to enforce these liens, thereby introducing your so-called law enforcement group into United States jurisdiction, by using the sheriffs and the police departments to enforce these liens that are not recognized by the United States and will not be recognized without the proper filing of them. But once you file them, you've committed fraud. Explain that to your people. Why is it that you told the people that you are lying to, that you're trying to claim that you're educating? You told them back a couple of months ago that your case was dismissed. But yet your case is so far from being dismissed, it's ridiculous. As a matter of fact, your case was up for trial last Monday, but you wanted to throw in a request for continuance, which the judge was generous enough to grant you 30 days so that you could go over what the state's case is against you. If you truly believe and subscribe to the fact that the United States courts have no jurisdiction over you because of your supposed Moorish nationality, then why in the hell would you have bothered? Why are you telling people that your case has been dismissed when it hasn't? The truth is, you're still out on bond. I doubt we'll get an answer to these questions, ladies and gentlemen, but let me just say that it would be a pretty good idea for us to start asking these questions, because after we get so many that we've asked, and we get no response of logic, no verifiable and sourced response that we can view, no proof of a dismissal of a case. As a matter of fact, there's proof of the opposite. No proof that there's some other section of the Moorish Science Temple documentation that shows that North America is somehow a Mexum. Then we're going to start saying, hey, obviously you have no idea what you're talking about. You can't even show us, or your own people for that matter, why you can't answer these questions. Now, here's the funny thing, Sharon. Here's the funny thing. So I took a listen to a little phone call that you had last week when you were trying to gather together your law enforcement. And there was a gentleman on there that was explaining to you that he couldn't travel with the Moorish nationality card. And you said, oh, no, it's all about confidence. And he said, no, that's not true. And you know what you did, Sharon? You hung up on him. Why? Because you didn't want the other 18 or 20 people that were on the call to hear you not be able to explain to this gentleman who had been blocked numerous times trying to fly with that card and asking you why it's not working. You tried to blame it on him, just like every other con artist does. And when you were afraid that he was going to continue on, you cut him off. Which is my guess, exactly what you'll do with the questions. And these are only a couple of the questions that I have. But there will be more coming your way. So for those of you watching this video and agreeing with the fact that Sharon, being the Empress after all, and the head and a judge of the Moorish American consulate in the northeastern area region, needs to answer some questions and take this supposed square she stands on and act like the blowhard she really thinks that she actually really is. Woman up, Sharon. Answer our questions. After all, if you can't, it's not a position you deserve. So, to all of us, quote-unquote, subjects, let's put our questions in the comments section, and I will read them out to Sharon in the next video that I do. Let's see if Sharon can even answer the questions that I've currently put up on this video. My guess is she won't be able to answer one of them. Not with verifiable proof of any sort that anything that she says is legitimate. And to those of you that are following this woman, and anybody else within this group, if you are not asking some major questions, then you deserve what's coming to you. Because this woman is going to get a whole lot of people in a whole lot of legal trouble. Mark my words and remember I said it. Comment in the comment section, folks. Let's get some questions out to this Judge Vazar, Empress, and just see whether she can actually answer some questions from people who know the real law or not.